Alright guys, so today is a big day. We're going to pick up the trusses finally. Jesus is going to come pick me up. We're going to rent a trailer and then we're going to head down to Salt Lake, grab the trusses, and then come back up here to the shop and see how much we can get done today. Really excited. I've been waiting a long time for this day. Let's go. So I don't know if we got to have him build another one or what. Just throwing this stuff around. That's wild right there. Big load of trusses. That's so big. That's crazy. That's crazy. This trailer's not big enough, dude.
How much weight did they say?
I don't know, like 700 pounds each. So we did, oh nice, that's good. That one's broken too. We did vaulted on the other side in there, so these are vaulted trusses here. We made it back to my house with the trusses hanging off the back of the trailer. It's absolutely wild. Now we gotta try and back it in the middle of the traffic day like this. I gotta spot this guy and get it back going through. Woo! Some big trusses there. Just stopped traffic for like 5 minutes. That was really close getting it through those gates. You're good? Instructions for the trusses, and what I find funny is that I literally pick up trusses that are broken, and I ask the guy, hey, what do I do about these broken trusses? He says, oh, just hammer them back together, or you know, put some 2x4s and brace them in there. Do not cut or modify trusses. And they're literally like telling me to fix them, what's broken from them being run over by a forklift or pushed around the yard with a forklift, which Jesus is telling me is normal. It's normal to have them you know, broken or damaged. Like, oh, we just fix them on site, that's normal. Yeah, that may be normal, that's fine. But let's read this. However, if you cut, modify, or repair before notifying Burton Lumber and getting direction from them, you accept full responsibility of all costs associated therewith, including an inadequate or incorrect repair. In addition, if you install a truss that has been damaged or that you believe is incorrect, you accept full responsibility. So they're telling me to repair them, but then they're telling me if I do repair them, it's all my responsibility. Really frustrating that I paid almost $20,000 for trusses, and this is what they get. Oh, just go ahead and hammer that plate back together. Oh, that's cracked or broken. Oh, that's fine. No big deal. Do not modify. Hey, if you do modify, it's your fault. It's your problem. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. You'd think for $20,000 I would get something in good condition, but you guys saw the video and pictures. Alright guys, welcome back. It's a Saturday. Trusses showed up yesterday. We spent all day going to get them from Salt Lake. These are super long trusses. Like Really, really long. Couldn't believe how they fit on the trailer. But we gotta do some prep work. We got a crane coming in about 2 hours. So we gotta prep all the posts that we're gonna put the trusses on. We gotta lower that header there. It's gonna come down 6 inches. I miscalculated when we started doing that. You see all those have been cut now. So the trusses can sit on either left or right side of each of those posts. We still gotta do the ones on the back. We got these trusses to fly on this side also. There's a bearing wall to do in the middle. What do you need? What? Drill. Oh, the drill? Oh, for the screws. And then we are actually, well, I'll show you in a second. We gotta prep the trusses. We're gonna put 2 trusses together to go on each side of the post. So instead of flying one truss and setting it in the other one, we're gonna put both of them, go up and over it, and then set them down on top. The other thing we have to deal with is when the crane's here, we have to worry about that wire that goes over the middle. So we're gonna have to like go under the wire and then like lift it up with the crane. And it's gonna be, it'll be fun, challenging for sure. Okay, so we found a couple of issues, not issues, but like some discrepancies with the trusses. First of all, the main 50-foot trusses, they gave us twice as many as they were supposed to. We were looking like, wait a minute, there's only 14 trusses, but there's like 22 over there. But the packing list only says 14, so they built way too many trusses. So we might end up using them for something else. But either way, when it comes to this side with the mezzanine, there's a small issue here. They have a, I think it's called a girder. There's a girder up front here. It's three trusses together that's gonna hang in the middle here, right? Because the problem is we have this wall, right? This is the main wall. Those are the supports. Now we have a truss that needs to hang here in the middle of nowhere, right? Originally we were supposed to do a pole here, but I didn't want a pole in the middle there. So what they did is they're putting a hanger on these 3 trusses that come across here. Okay, that's great. So one truss is gonna hang from there. It's basically gonna cut the room in half. So there's a mezzanine up top, right? So it's gonna go right here. So there's open space for the mezzanine. But it needs to hang in space up here, right? Up here somewhere. So that's gonna hang off of this, this girder truss. Now we go all the way down. We have a bearing wall here, so it can sit on the bearing wall. Great, great, great. Now in the back, what's it gonna hang off of? There's nothing there. So we have to build a post that comes all the way up to hold that truss. So now we have to re-engineer that wall and build a post, kind of like those posts, but it's gonna sit out here, and that's gonna hold the other end of the truss. From that side, we have jacks, we have everything that'll go this way, that'll sit on the bearing wall, all that can be figured out. But when it comes to supporting the mezzanine, the difference between the plans and the trusses, there was a disconnect there. And so we basically have to figure that out and build it. Luckily, Jesus and his dad are smart enough to realize all this. I didn't understand. He had to explain it to me 3 times to be like, oh, okay, that's why they're doing all this stuff. They have to re-engineer all this stuff. So yeah, that'll be fun. So not only are we hanging trusses today, we're re-engineering and redesigning the building. So these are the 3 that sit in the middle there. And then this right here, this glulam beam is where the hanger sits to hold the truss. And the truss will go to the top there. So yeah, this will be interesting. Like I said, I'm learning a lot. Throw the rope over, Jesse. So one of the big problems we're having is those wires. We knew that'd be an issue, but that's causing us problems right now. It's making it twice as hard to do what we're doing. But this is the first truss. It's kind of a test to see if it's going to work with the way we're doing the wires. I mean, with the way the wires are going over top of it. All right, first 2 pairs of trusses are up, and they're squared and braced up. That was a nightmare. I think the rest of them are going to go easy. We ended up cutting the cord down, so that's going to allow us to set them a lot easier from here. And then we still have to set brackets and put purlins across. We're going to do that after everything's set. The crane is here. It's been an hour and a half. It's $165 an hour for the crane, so we're trying to work as quick as possible. But I think once this is all squared up, it's going to make it a lot easier to move across. Also, getting those untied is kind of a nightmare because you have to crawl up and climb across. But now that it's braced in the middle, I'm not as worried about climbing across. When those were all floppy before, and they weren't braced in the middle, I was not nearly as confident to climb out there and unhook those. But now that that's going on, we'll we'll be able to, I think, move pretty quick. So Jesse over here is marking our bracket location. So when these are up in the air, we don't have to do as much measuring. We didn't measure the other ones, but I mean, since we're down here and we got nothing going on, we might as well mark them out. So the brackets will sit every 24 inches. So he's just making marks. So when we go up there, we don't have to be measuring, marking, and then setting. We can just set those and nail them in. I wished we had time to nail them all, so we were setting them up there with brackets already in them, but that's not gonna work. And it doesn't work to do them flat like this, right? Because we have to stand them up and do it. So we're doing the best we can to make as much progress as we can with where we're at. So this is a lot cheaper than the pump truck. It's only $165 an hour, I think. I don't know if there's any other fees for coming out here. Maybe it's a lot more than I'm thinking. But either way, I don't think we could have done this with a forklift. It would have been way harder. So that's gonna be the height of the mezzanine. The thing is, over there, the floor joists are gonna go above that. So even though it looks like Jesus can fit his head under there, you gotta take a foot off of that. So getting up there is gonna be a pain. I think what we're gonna do is just build a wall, sheet it and build a wall through there and do it that way. Hey bro, you're reckless.
Alright, help him right here with the 2x6.
To tweak it?
Yeah, 2x6 like that. This one? Yeah, and then help him try it.
Alright, so it is fully raining. We got mud, we got water everywhere, cooling up in the uneven floor. This is the very last truss we're setting with the crane, and you can get out of here. So the crane rental was going to be about $1,500, but homeboy was super cool, and he said since he's a car guy, we've been chatting it up, he said he's going to hook us up. So it should be $800 for the crane, which is a lot, but it needed to happen, right? So we've been arguing about having 4 trusses right here. They're telling me it's unnecessary. The engineer says it is necessary, so I told him I wanted to put it since we already paid for the trusses, but I get it. It's like they don't, there's just, why 4 trusses so close together? Supposedly it's to hold the weight, but I don't know, it seems unnecessary to me.
Do I look angelic? Do I look angelic?
No, I'm not even looking at your face. Alright, today is truss day. We're putting the trusses up in there. This is the big truss for the front. What's funny is they said do not modify trusses, but then they sell us a truss that's broken, So we have to modify the truss. Even though it says don't modify trusses, it was broken when they gave it to us. Like, oh, just hammer it back together. And then like this one was broken and just a bunch of junk. They sold me a bunch of junk and then tell us we got to fix it. But it'll be stronger this way. Now it's a double cord truss. Look at that. So this one goes up front. We've got all these vaulted ones put up. So that'll be a nice open space up here. That one's gonna go on the very front there, and then we can do some of the porch jacks and stuff, and then they're gonna work on going that way with the rest of the trusses. I'm gonna go buy a bunch of material here in a minute, and then I'm gonna work on putting up the purlins today. Putting those brackets up, start setting purlins so we got space, and then be good to go. All right, so we had to make a run to Home Depot. Pick up a bunch. These are the roof purlins. We need 80 of them, but I don't have the truck and trailer to do it, so I'm gonna be picking them up load by load. I'm trying to get some more lumber to keep Papa Chewy going too, so he can keep going on that while I work on these. So we gotta get some joists, we gotta get some joist hangers. I had to pick up some nails. We picked up some 2x6, 92 and 5/8 to build the wall. And it's just gonna be a lot of trips back and forth to Home Depot. So this is the first of them. But I have a quote from Wheelwright, which is the other place I buy from. Home Depot says nobody beats their prices, so I'm literally coming picking up board by board and then having to mark down each board. But it's gonna save me a couple $100 doing it that way. It's annoying, but that's the way we're gonna do it. Home Depot actually has pretty good lumber. These boards are in a lot better condition than the ones we were getting bulk from Wheelwright and even from Colonial, which are both lumber suppliers. I'm impressed. Home Depot has pretty good lumber, and the nice thing is we can pick through them and get the ones that we want. It takes a lot longer, right? Instead of bringing a pallet and setting it on the trailer, this takes longer, but we're getting better quality lumber for sure. Some of that lumber we got was not good. So while I was at Home Depot, they finished putting up all these trusses in the front, all the way forward. Getting some of the sheeting done, the porch stuff. It goes up quick. This part looks like the easy part. Everything happens really quickly. Crazy, it looks good. And so the next part is moving back here, doing all the, you gotta build a little stem wall that goes up about that high so they can hang the rest of the, what do you call those things? The jacks all the way down there. We have a little bit more bearing wall about that far. And then from the back of that bearing wall, we have another piece that goes and it's gonna hang back there. And that'll be the floor support for the upper mezzanine. And then we have these supports out here. Floor joists. Those are the floor joists we're gonna use. I gotta go buy some more. These were all used ones that we got, not used, but they were sitting outside. Jesus had all those, so that was a hookup. That'll save a lot of money. Those will all hang right here, and then we can actually go stand up there and see what it looks like. This is what it's all about. This concrete pad has paid for itself already. Somewhere for the kids to play. Through the water! You're zooming. I'm not a ladder guy. He called me a house cat.
An indoor cat.
You said house cat.
Oh. I mean, you're definitely not an outdoor cat. Look what these guys are standing on.
Who would have thought a pallet rack could double as scaffolding? It's just a lot heavier and harder to move. My hands are cold again. This is why I want to move to Florida. It's this time of year. Makes me want to leave.
Or you could just put thermals on.
Yeah, but that doesn't help my hands. My body's not cold, my hands are. You know what I'm saying? All right, you'll stay up there and we'll move it. All right, another lumber run, more money spent. Had to borrow Seth's truck this time. These are the floor joists for the upstairs. And basically, I brought Jake's truck to Wheelwright to pick up lumber. I filled up his truck. Seth's shop was pretty close. So I'm like, hey Seth, what are you doing? He's like, oh, I'm busy. I was like, no, I need your help. So he grabbed his truck, came up to North Ogden. Anyways, in order to save me a bunch of time and extra travel, I got Seth helping me pick up these joists. they're 13 footers, so they're sticking out of the truck. The other lumber I picked up was 14 foot, so we got 2 trucks full of a bunch of lumber, and I still need more lumber today. It's just a lot of work going on, a lot of back and forth. I hate picking up lumber. It's the same with working on cars. I hate going on parts runs. I just want to be on site working, not like running around picking up stuff, but that's part of the process. So yep, just another day on the job site. Not on the job site, another day on the road, chasing parts. I call them parts, lumber. Not swinging a hammer. I'd rather be swinging a hammer than chasing lumber. Okay, so finally the joists are all up. That was crazy, a lot of work. They spent all day doing this, but all the joists are all the way from one side to the other. This was really expensive. Those joists were not cheap. And so some adhesive goes down, the sheets go on top of it, and that holds them from squeaking. We got some brackets on the other side. This was a lot of money to get all this stuff done, but super cool. I'm excited to walk on that here in a minute. We got the whole crew here. We got Alton, we got Adam, we got Jesse, we got Jake on the ladder. Jake's not scared of the ladder. Last night I was scared of the ladder. We got the floor going up. We got the neighbors over there with the fire. Look at this, going wild. All right, we're back again. It is the day before Thanksgiving and a lot has happened, kind of a lot. We got all the trusses going on up there. All those trusses are going that way, which is pretty good. We got the upper floor done. But what I'm doing right now is I'm gonna take that wall right there and pull it that way. If you look at the string line there, the string line, where is it? There's the pink string line. It's barely not touching on that pole, and the other poles look about the same. So I need to pull that wall from the top, pull it inward. So what I'm gonna do is drive Jake's truck in there to right there and use a ratchet strap and tie from Jake's hitch to there. I don't want to use the other trusses because they're not strong yet, so I'll just be flopping in the wind. But if I use something at an angle like that, pulling that wall, that should help. So I'm gonna pull that in, and I'm gonna start adding braces from there over, and that should basically hold this wall up and tie it to the rest of the trusses, which already have some purlins going on. I did some purlins to attach it all the way over to there, but it's not quite there yet. But I'm gonna pull the truck in. This will be the first time a vehicle has driven on this surface. We haven't had anything up here yet. Alright, so I definitely forgot about those braces right there. I'm gonna take those braces off while I tighten that, so that way it's not holding the truss, right? I started tightening it, it was moving, but not quite all the way, so boom, boom, I'll take those off, and then I'll pull that over, then I can get it squared so that these are touching. Where are we at? Touching, yeah, that string line right there. See, there's a little gap there, I need that gap to go away. Alright, so I was able to pound those loose. I got it pulled over with the strap. We're really close here with that string line, and so I'm gonna start hanging purlins up there, across there, but you see it's not quite straight because this one here, where are we at? That one there has a little bit more gap. You see the string line, and then it gets progressively wider as we get out here. See that string line? Has a pretty good gap in it. So I'm gonna have to pull each individual spot as we set purlins. Another trip to the Home Depot. Had to hustle on price. They weren't super friendly today, but hopefully this is the rest of the sheeting, and that's the fascia 2x6s, the 16 footers. This was another 2,500 bucks. Ooh, man. I'm hoping we're getting towards the last of the wood here. Let's roll. So we were able to turn off all the NASA lights, and I got a couple of lights inside. That's just 2 of the 6 that I'm gonna put in there. And so I like that a lot better. It's not lighting up the whole neighborhood. I actually don't even know how often I'm gonna use those lights. I think they probably consume a lot of power too, even for being LEDs. But here's where we're at. They got all these trusses up today. Got that pony wall built. That's a girder. That's a girder down there. All that stuff is good. The whole upstairs is done. The mezzanine is 50 feet. So it's 10 by 50 up there. So that'll give us a lot of space. This is coming together down here. I think I showed you guys this is the in-floor heating. This is main water. And then we got our drains and stuff. So someday we'll start finishing this out. But there's the 2 lights in there. They're actually LEDs. I got them on Amazon. They're remote controlled. They have a remote that does like motion sensor and on and off and all sorts of stuff like that. But I'm probably just gonna like use a switch to turn them on and off. But I'll hang 6 of those in here at some point. Even with 2 of them, it's pretty good, but 6 of them will be better. I just don't know if I'm gonna end up putting like 8 of them or 10 of them or however many I need, but we'll see when we get there. So tomorrow's Thanksgiving, but the guys said they're gonna come over and work until the early afternoon. So I wanna get some more roofing done, hopefully get some walls up there and stuff. I was telling my boys we wanna go camping up there. We'll go sleep in that room. I mean, it's not really camping, but go sleep in that room. But once it's all sheeted off and stuff, we can do that. There's gonna be stairs and a landing going up here. So we'll have a staircase kind of starting right there. It'll go up. The landing will be right about there, which is enough space so you don't hit your head on the truss. Because if you went up there, you got 4 feet, you'd have to duck below it. But if we come down, cut into the wall and build a landing right about there, that'll give you like 6.5, 7 feet to go through there, build a door, and then it'll just take a little bit of space out of the other room out there. So that'll be cool. And then the stairs are only gonna take up 3 feet, and they're not even gonna be that tall, so maybe, or not even that long, so probably maybe to right there. I was gonna do like tire machine and stuff over here, so I'll figure that out, how that's gonna work with the stairs in that spot. All right, guys. I've been absent for a day or two in filming. Just been cruising, like getting a lot done, and so it's kind of hard to film and work and do all that stuff at the same time. So I'm gonna give you a little runaround of what we've been up to lately. We got a lot of the purlins all the way through there. Papa Chewy got the walls framed inside of there. This is gonna be the staircase going up, kind of a landing, so we're not gonna frame that out yet. There's a lot going on up here. As far as like this wall and stuff. So these trusses came to right here, so we had to frame those little pieces that go up to the roof line. Now, let's see if I can catch it. If you see the roof line up there, maybe you can't see it. I'll show it in the day tomorrow. But the roof line doesn't quite match up there, so there's gonna be an overhang, and we have to kind of hand build and make sure the water will drip down and then go down the roof instead of going down and dripping into here. We started doing a little bit of sheeting here, and I decided to wait till it's light outside. We got this wall sheeted today. I'm gonna leave that window, cut it out later, just so it's protected for now. We gotta run some more girts on the outside, a little bit higher. This one was a 12-footer. I only had 10-foot boards, so I gotta wait and go get 12-foot boards tomorrow to run it up here. And then we're doing an overhang in a soffit, which is out here. Let me see if I can get, I'll go show you in the front. But we need to do a 2x4 right below that. It's gonna be where this is, but it'll be a 2x4 out there all the way around the building, so that these can come out and support on that, if that makes sense. I'll show you up front what I'm talking about, if there's enough light. Jesse's been putting in late nights with me in Jake's truck. Still the first vehicle to be in the shop. It's holding that wall. See that strap? It's holding the wall in place until we get all the purlins run across there. For those of you that don't know, these are purlins. They go between the trusses this way. The girts are those that go around the outside, that give you something to put the boards to, and it also helps support the posts. All right, so, oh man, it's dark out here. Let's see if I can not fall on this steep pitched roof. There we go. So this is a 3-foot overhang coming off the front with the flat pitch to it. So this will have a fascia on the front. It'll go all the way across the front of the building. And so you can't really see the framing on how we did this, but basically we got to carry that all the way through here, which means we're gonna have to have a support under here, which will be a 2x4 across here. So we've got a girt here, we're gonna put another girt here, and then a 2x4 right there to support those. But here's a view looking from the front porch roof into the shop. So got a little bit more work to do, but tomorrow's Saturday, today's Black Friday. I had to go pick up some lumber today in Home Depot, which is probably the worst day of the year to buy lumber because there's people everywhere in the store. And then of course I got caught up and ended up buying some stuff on Black Friday. So Jesse and I, we're gonna clean up some of these spots tomorrow, make more space in there because we're stepping over these. There's boards with nails sticking up everywhere. My kids are running around in there, so I want to kind of do a cleanup, maybe sweep a little bit, and then make room to make a mess again. We started running sheeting this way, so I want to finish sheeting this whole wall tomorrow, and then we got to put the what do you call them, the brackets up here. So we'll have to kind of notch that out a little bit, do some brackets going in that way, and then we can set more purlins. The problem is, how do you get up there? That's really our biggest issue right now. We've got that pallet rack that we're using to stand on to set the brackets, but even, you know, I'm 6'1", and that pallet rack, when I'm standing on top of it, I'm on my tippy toes trying to hammer those in and get them straight, and it's just not ideal. So I was thinking if we can slide some boards across there, then we can be working from the top and literally just move the boards as we go, right? Just slide the board, set another post, slide the board, set another purlin, set another purlin, slide across, hammer, bracket, set the board, and keep moving all the way across. I think that would be a more effective way to work, but we're gonna try that out tomorrow. Hopefully it's not rainy or anything. Today we actually had the first snow of the year. So I woke up to, you know, like ½ inch of snow, just barely, and then it melted, but it's been a cold one today. There enough light? There we go. All right, guys, so that's it for today. Sorry I haven't done an update in a while, and I'm a little behind on videos, but we're gonna drop a few videos, which obviously you will have watched by the time you see this, but I'm gonna try and do a whole dump and get up to current. But today's Black Friday, just so you guys kind of have an idea of how far behind we are, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.